Hello everyone, my name is Brandi Feldmann and I'm an other for this video review. I will talk about the pros and cons related to the video. First, I will cover some pros. The pros I will be covering include the security features, the create function in Mongo, the Elasticsearch vulnerability, and mention how easy the commands are to use. First off, there seemed to be a lot of useful information in this video pertaining to Mongo, Elasticsearch, and CouchDB that some people may not be aware of, like myself. So I was glad that Matt did explain quite a bit about each of them. He talked a lot about the security features of Mongo, Elasticsearch, and CouchDB, reiterating how important it is to have good security and not to use just the default settings. He did a good job explaining that with the default settings on Mongo specifically, that there is no log record for reading, updating, or deleting information, and then that there is also no log record for showing information for users, current collections, and the databases. It is scary to know that there is no record showing that someone was accessing all of this information, which makes it really hard for security purposes to figure out what they accessed and what is all compromised or could be compromised in the future with the information they have. With Mongo, he did talk about the create feature, which will log information if the feature is enabled, which is good to know. With Elasticsearch, he did talk about the specific vulnerability and how it could be exploited. Having that CVE number helps. That way we can go and look at it and have more information about it than what Matt gave us on the initial video. Most of the information that a user or admin might be searching for in Mongo, CouchDB, or Elasticsearch can be done in one command, which makes it very easy and convenient for the user to use, which on the other hand makes it very easy for someone that shouldn't have access to the information to obtain it. I also like that Elasticsearch allows expressions to be evaluated as part of a query. Now on to the cons. The cons I will be covering include talking about the default ports, lack of demos, the issue with Elasticsearch plugins, and the issue with CouchDB concerning admin rights. I'm not sure if listing the default ports was that important, as you could search for that information yourself, but it does make it nice to have that information in the video already so you wouldn't need to search for it, as some people might be expecting the information to just be in the video rather than actually having to go out and look for it themselves since they're already watching the video. When watching and learning from the videos, I like to see demos for each item they are talking about to better enhance my learning, and it brings the information to real life. He had a lot of screenshots rather than the actual demos or examples. His screenshots were sometimes hard to read as they were so small, but having screenshots saves time, so I do understand why he used them. However, it would have been nice to see an actual example to see exactly what he was talking about, and then having him do the example while explaining it so we could see what was happening and how we could possibly use it ourselves in the future. He did show demos for CouchDB at the end, which was nice to see. It would have been nice for Matt to explain or show examples of how or what an attacker could do without the log reviewer noticing that they are or were in the system. With Elasticsearch, since security isn't a built-in feature, if a company wants more security with it, they have to add the plugins themselves that Matt had talked about. This isn't a wise security option to have because if a company wants to go the easy route or doesn't have time to add the plugins, then they won't, which leaves their systems very vulnerable. You would think as time goes on, and with the many different breaches and attacks on companies nowadays, that the plugins would now just be built in the default settings. The last con I have is CouchDB has the issue with all users being automatically defaulted as an admin. This is a very bad feature to have since everyone should not be an admin for security issues. And if someone or the admin in charge is just clicking through all the default settings and not paying attention, then this is a big problem. Thank you.